Sex Party with your host, Dustin Rybka.
Hello and welcome to Sex Party. I'm your host, Dustin Rybka. With me on the show this week is adult star and adult content creator, Tiffany Wisconsin. You may have heard about Tiffany sometime recently because she's going super viral and she's been in the media. You may have maybe read her article in Us Weekly where she was interviewed about all of the craziness. Listen, Tiffany has a goal of having sex with 5,000 guys by the end of this summer. She also recently hooked up with adult star and viral sensation Lily Phillips to do a 50-guy all-anal gangbang, after which she had surgery on her asshole. We talk about it all. She gives all of the details on everything. We talk about her having sex with 10 guys, doing a gangbang with 20 guys, 40 guys, what number she thinks is perfect for a gangbang for her. Her coming to Chicago, begging for strangers to piss in a water bottle so she can collect the piss and what she's going to do with all of the piss. Yes, it's something that's crazy. I'm not going to reveal it here. You'll have to watch the episode. She also talks about reteaming with Lily Phillips this summer for something and shooting content in a church with a pastor. So listen, without further ado, please enjoy my wild conversation with Tiffany Wisconsin.
This week's conversation.
Oh boy, it's a big one. Tiffany Wisconsin, welcome to Sex Party. How are you doing?
I'm doing good.
Yeah. I think you are doing good because I can't go anywhere on the internet without reading Tiffany Wisconsin is in trouble because, or up to some craziness or whatever. So, yeah, I mean, that's always a good sign when you're ubiquitous on the internet.
Yeah, I've been doing some pretty bad things and it's going to only get worse.
Yeah, we talked a little bit before starting this recording. I'm so happy to have you to go over what this summer is going to look like for you, which is just going to be absolutely crazy. So much to cover, but before we do all that, I mean, people should know who you are. I would assume most of them listening or watching, if we're still on YouTube, because censorship's a fucking thing. Who knows? They already know who you are. They're excited about this. They're dialed in. Their phone is on Do Not Disturb. They're ready to go. But let's say someone for the last, 4 or 5 years had like, an incident with a 2x4 or something, and they've been in a coma. They don't know who you are. For those people, although that might be, slim to none, could you talk about who you are and what you do?
I am Tiffany Wisconsin. I'm known for banging senior citizens that are up to 80 years old. I would love to do 90-year-old. I did a 50-guy anal gangbang with Lily Phillips. Let's see what else. I'm planning to go to a church. I am going to be doing a recreation of Steve-O from Jackass with collecting piss and then putting it in a kiddie pool and swimming in it. And then there's so many things that's out there. I sometimes forget, like, what did I do?
Yeah. Well, so and on top of that, and also we'll get to it because I hate to do the origin story in the beginning, so we'll wait till later to do the origin story because we're not doing that. But I think the big thing that that you're probably prepping for, apparently this summer you're gonna set a record. You're trying to set a record. 5,000. You're gonna have sex with 5,000 guys. Tell me about that.
It's going to be throughout the whole summer. So it's going to be big gangbangs in portions. So originally it was 1 week, but I honestly don't think that's even possible. And I think I would be so burnt out that I would just at the end not even be able to comprehend what's going on. So I am going to, Lily and I are going to be doing part of it together. So she's going to add her numbers and my numbers, and we're going to try to see if we can get the number, because it is not something easy. I mean, people will make it sound like it's easy, but I mean, if you think about it, I put on ChatGPT, what's 5,000 guys look like? outside, and it showed an infinite number, and I was like, the fuck? That was like no way. So I was like, there's no way we're doing that all at this once. Like, it's not possible. Like, where would they all park? How are they all, the talent test would crash, their site would crash.
Yeah.
And so it is going to be in portions. So in just a few days, I'm doing a huge one. And then at the end, I'm going to let them do a golden shower, because I want to do a world record of the biggest golden shower as well.
Do we know what the biggest golden shower so far is?
No, I tried looking and I could not find anything. I don't think it's really a thing.
Yeah.
But then somebody was like, well, Steve-O did 115 gallons. I'm like, well, that's not a golden shower. That's him collecting pee and then swimming in it. So yeah. I don't know. I couldn't find anything. I don't know. Like, no one's marketing. So I found something. I was like, well, what's somebody not doing? That's not really, I was like, oh, golden showers. But I don't know if it's not really safe for work. So can the media actually share? I bet the people who are against it would be like, she just let them urinate all over her, trying to figure out how is a safe for work way for people to share it around the world without it being flagged, because yeah.
Well, if you're going to, so you said 150 gallons?
I don't, for the golden shower, I don't know, how many guys, just as many, but for the gallons, I'm going to recreate the Steve-O, but I don't know, if I should do that many gallons. I mean, I guess I would just try to make it realistic. I don't know how long it took him to get all of that.
Yeah.
I read an article, something about like diabetes or something. And then I was, trying to see as much information of like, stuff, because I used to watch a show a lot, but I don't remember the P one, but maybe it was because I wasn't focused on that.
Right. I don't recall that either. So how are you going to collect all this piss? Are they going to mail it to you?
I'm probably going to go down to Chicago and like interview and be like, hey, would you donate your piss? And I'll give them like an empty water bottle.
Yeah.
Like, I have so many water bottles that I use because I only drink spring water. Mm-hmm. And so I'm like, I could repurpose these instead of throwing them away in the recycling bin right away and causing my recycling bin to stock up with bottles.
Yeah.
So that's what I would do.
Well, I'm here in Chicago, and I feel like when the bars start to pack, you could go, while they're leaving the bars, you could be like, hey, here's a jug. Can you guys fill this fucking jug or what? I feel like you get it pretty quickly, Yeah,
that's what I've been downtown Chicago at night, and I had actually a guy who had started a YouTube channel. I don't think he launched it because he was just not ready for it. He recognized me on the streets and he could not keep himself straight. He was messing up his words so bad.
Yeah, I'm sure. Okay. And so then when do you think people, so sometime this summer, you're going to attempt this?
I'm attempting it right away. I'm collecting right away.
Oh, okay.
I started saving some of my own.
Okay. So it just has to be urine, right? What are the risks for this? You said something about like diabetes or something, or like, you don't want to get in your
I just saw something random. Maybe it was Steve-O's pee color. They were like concerned he might have diabetes or something, but I'm going to stay very hydrated. But yeah, I feel like a kid who pees in the bottle and then hides it under his bed. That's what my ex-husband used to do. So I don't know if that's what all teenagers did.
Yeah, I don't know either. Yeah, I mean, I think it goes case by case when it comes to that. Yeah. Okay. We had a technical difficulty. So yeah. So we were talking about piss, and we were talking about 5,000 dudes. And at first you were going to do it all in a week, but then you realize that's fucking crazy. And now you're gonna rack up. You personally are going to rack up 5,000 people over the course of the summer. That's the idea, right?
Yes. Okay. Because if you think about it, a week, I mean, I'm sorry, but the numbers just wouldn't make any sense. I have a family member who is a CPA, and they have a math major, and they were telling me all the mathematical stuff. And I was like, you're right. That's not gonna work.
No, yeah. There's only so many minutes in a day, so
Yeah, and I'm
yeah.
like, I was exhausted from there was what was it? There was a couple of them where it felt like it was an eternity, but it
Mhm.
was only like an hour, and I was just so exhausted after that hour. I was like done.
Yeah.
So I can't
Yeah.
imagine doing that all day long.
So, yeah, that's crazy. But I mean, do we know what the record is is there a record for that one at all? Do they keep records for like how many people in a certain amount of time or what?
Not that I know of.
Okay. Yeah. Well, 5,000 guys is a lot. It's safe to say you're going to be up there. You're going to be in there somewhere. And that's all that matters, Tiffany. So, okay. So many different places to go. You said you've done some of these. I know you did. It was you and it was Lily Phillips. I met Lily Phillips at AVN, interviewed her twice. She's fucking awesome, lovely person. She's so much fun. So how did you guys meet? How did you guys link up?
On Twitter,
Okay.
she reached out to me. I followed her. It was around the time I did the 14 guy anal gangbang. That went really viral. We must have did our gang, like what they were doing, she was doing, and then she's doing stuff with Bonnie and stuff. And I didn't even know who they were until like my gangbang blew up, and it was like their stuff blew up. And then I was like, wait, who are these girls? And I was like, oh, that's interesting. I'm like, so I followed them. So anyways, Lily reached out to me and she said she really liked my stuff. And I was like, oh my gosh, thank you. And then I asked her if she wanted to do a gangbang with me. I said, I have a ton of guys if you want. And she said, sure. And I'm like, okay. And then she's like, maybe we should, I think I want to try a little bit of anal. And then I was like, we should do all anal. And she's like, let's do it. And yeah, that's how it came about. Well, when I first asked her, I thought we were going to do like 20 guys. And then she said 50. And I was like, oh my God, 50. But I have been in a 100-guy gangbang a couple years ago. I was a fluffer. And that was really scary at first because I had never been in a room with 100 guys.
Yeah.
It was insane. It was at a venue. That's where it had the whole thing was rented out at a venue. I don't even know how the hotel was okay with that. So they were all like lined up. It was insane. There was plastic wrap on the ground. And unfortunately it can't go on like OnlyFans
Yeah.
because the numbers and also other factors.
Mm-hmm.
So that was the most insane thing. That was like one of my very first events. It wasn't my event. I was just there fluffing, but afterwards I got to have like 30 or 40 of the guys gangbang me in a video.
Oh,
And
nice.
then one of the guys started regretting it and was threatening me and started like telling me that to take me off Twitter and how he's going to do all these things. And I said, you signed consent forms. And I ended up deleting it just so he would leave me the F alone because
Jeez.
it was just, and then he started like harassing me on other things, saying like how I'm using all these guys. And I'm like, shut the fuck up. I was like, I called him. I actually got to talk to him. And I said, I love how you're all of a sudden you're now not okay with this. I said, did you just do this so you could use me? Because from what I'm hearing, you were okay with it then. But the minute that you saw that I was going viral, it wasn't okay. I mean, do you think I'm doing this just because I want to do this? I have intentions of going viral for a reason for this.
Yeah, for sure.
And then he was like, so now I make it very clear to these guys that if I am doing these videos, just wear a mask. And he had a mask, so he acted like his family was going to find out. And I'm like, you're literally you're making it a bigger problem. And I said, and
no
if
one
you're
cares.
and if you're going to bring this legal stuff up, they're going to laugh at you they're going to laugh at you, first of all, and you signed consent forms. And not only that, but your family is definitely going to find out. So let's just like, what is you think? I don't know. I don't know if he's like planning to get married one day and like, not my fucking fault, dude.
Yeah, but I mean, what the odds that someone's going to be watching that and be like, that looks like your wrist. Is that your wrist? Is this you? Like, fuck that. It's not even.
And I told him like, well, what are you gonna do? Like, you're in a DVD. He's in the freaking DVD because it was put out on there. And I'm like, well, not my DVD. And I'm like, you signed. So you should be more concerned with that.
Yeah.
Like, oh, you worried about. So anyways, I told him he was being a little bitch.
Yeah. Well, he was being a little bitch. So
He
yeah,
was.
good for
And then he
you.
was like saying like how I'm using the guys. I was like, I'm pretty sure those guys don't fucking care.
No, they're fine with it. They're
It's
100%
like, you're
fine
a
with
little
it.
fucking pussy bitch. That's what I told him.
Yeah. Okay. So you started in this particular one a couple years back, right? You were a fluffer. So you were in charge, in other words, for maybe somebody who's new here, right? And we love having noobs in the audience. But if you were a fluffer, so someone else was getting gangbanged and you were sort of in charge of keeping all these guys hard while they waited their turn, basically, right? So you're blowing
Yeah.
them, jerking them off, or whatever.
Yes.
That had to be intense and crazy if you'd never done that before.
I did a few gangbangs prior to that. So
Okay.
it's actually coming up. I think this week is the 2-year anniversary because it happened in June. And I did my very first gangbang in March of 2023.
Okay.
And I think it was like 5 or 10 guys. No, it was 5 guys. And then the next one I did the next day was 10 guys. And then I did a few more after that. And then the thing with June came up, and Tadpole asked me if I would be interested in volunteering. And I said, I would love to be a fluffer. I guess one girl, I don't know if somebody got mad and offended to be a fluffer. And I'm like, I was like, I would not be offended. I wish I would have done like more like safe for work recording, but this was when I didn't really market the gangbangs.
Mm-hmm.
I wish I would have, but I did get some behind the scenes, but it's not safe for work. And the guys had like numbers on them, and there was a guy that came in with a walker, and there's like huge guys. Like that video went so viral. I had like a small clip, and I asked this guy how old he was. He's like, I'm 56, I think he said. And I was like, I was like 50. And that went freaking viral.
Yeah.
And I was like, dang, I should have recorded some safe for work. But yeah, that was a couple years ago.
So so when you first started doing gangbangs, you said 5 dudes. Like that's the most that you took at one in the beginning. That's the most that you took at one time was 5. That's where you started.
Yes. And that was when I had first started also filming with guys. I did my very first sex tape was with a guy that was around my age, and we did it outside.
Okay.
And the woods, and we got caught. And well, kind of not. They were in the back. It was so freaking scary. And then the next guy was Jack Moore, and then Tadpole, and then Tadpole introduced me to the gangbangs.
Okay. Yeah. So 5 dudes. So here's the thing, and I think you're perfect to talk about it, is, we've had sex therapists on the show before, doctors, and they've all said the same thing. I think it's like 97% of women have a gangbang fantasy, and only like 1% will act it out. And that 1% does include the adult industry. So from someone who's done 5 guys all the way up to, I don't know how many you've done at once, 15 or 12, 10 or whatever you said, right?
50.
Okay, so 50. All right, which we'll get to in a moment. Now we know. Like, what advice would you give to a woman who does want to or has that fantasy, and it's like, I kind of want to try that, because you're doing it in a way that's so much smarter and more accessible. You're going to get somewhat good dick, I feel like, because it's not guaranteed, because a lot of these guys aren't pros or whatever, but they're going to be tested, like all the things. What advice would you give to someone who wants to try it? Would they just start their own OnlyFans or their own sex work, or can they privately recruit?
They could privately recruit. My best advice would be to get on FetLife, which is the lifestyle site, and definitely have them do talent testing, and to sign up for talent testing, which is the industry standard testing.
Yeah.
The main location is in Miami, but they have third party all over, and they ship the kits down to Miami. Because for every 50 guys, I swear it's like 3 guys have chlamydia. So
Yeah.
my best advice is to get on FetLife and just put an event out that you're looking to have a mini gangbang of like 5 guys. And just put your requirements, need your talent test ID number, because that's what I put. So that way I know they're serious. And if they're worried about getting hurt, or like they don't know,
Yeah.
always have a couple of trusted male adults.
Security,
And yeah, like, I mean, you don't have to hire a bodyguard, but make sure like you have somebody there that's keeping an eye, and go over the boundaries first before you record. So I always say no kissing and no fingers inside of me, because I'm worried accident. And then sometimes I don't want them licking my feet. Like, for some reason, I just don't like having my feet licked. So I've had guys ask. So, I mean, if they're going to pay me to lick my feet, then I'll do it. But so then I just like tell them, and then they're very respectful. If any of them don't abide by the rules and they try to cross boundaries, I will not invite them to another gangbang. I won't like make it an announcement of it. I'll just be like, I'm not going to invite them. Yeah.
They're just not included. And these gangbangs, are these the ones that you do at least? Are they like DP? Is it like one in a hole at a time? Is it like, are you doing DP? Are you doing like double anything? How crazy is it getting?
I've done DP many times. It depends on the shoot. Like for the 5,000 guy, I'm not doing any anal. It's all strictly that, because that 50 guy one, that I just feel like you can't top that. So I'm done with anal. I really don't see any. I feel like that was the top tier of it. But usually I'll do like DP or like trying to get in there to get every angle.
Yeah, he's working his ass off. Tornado Tiff is what they should call you. Yeah. Okay, and so going to the 50 guy anal. So it's Lily Phillips. It's 50 dudes anal only, right?
Yes, we did do DP during it too.
Oh, really?
And a couple guys wanted to try pussy, so we let them. But it was anal practically. It was just after, as long as they promised to put their dick in our ass.
So how long was that shoot?
It was, I think it was like a few hours. I don't remember. It wasn't very, very long. I did a gangbang the day after that too.
Holy shit.
Yeah. And then I went out and partied. I didn't really clean up. I went to the party, and I'm pretty sure head cum still in me.
Okay. So that gets to my next question, right? Like, when they are coming, like, do you just say, hey, anywhere, like face, like internal, like, whatever, like on your back, like where do most guys come? Just everywhere?
Everywhere.
Okay. Yeah. All right. So you guys were taking like cum shots in your ass and in your face, hair, eyes, whatever the fuck, right? So.
Yeah, it was the craziest thing. My eyes were so red. I laugh at the comments that say we have no soul in our eyes, and it literally was because we had freaking cum, and it was like contact lenses. And my contact lenses had cum in them, so it was like
yeah. And then you had like multiple cream pies, I'm sure, in the anal cream pies.
Yes, so many. Oh my god, so many.
So when you stand up to walk to I don't know, you said you didn't clean up or whatever that much. Did you, like, when you stand up, does it all just like flow out, or what? There's a lot of dudes.
I don't remember, honestly. It was, I do remember there was like lube or cum or something that was on the ground, and one of the guys slipped and fell, and I got like, oh my god, somebody's gonna get hurt. I was like, throw a towel down there, throw a towel. Yeah. So we had him throw a couple towels. I was like,
yeah. Wow. Yeah, he broke his fucking neck and slipping on some cum or some lube. That's fucking insane.
It was so crazy.
Yeah, lube is a motherfucker though, because like every time I use lube, I'm like, Jesus fucking Christ, stuff is everywhere. You're finding it on the bed, like on your elbow and shit. It's like, well, how the fuck did this happen? I've definitely almost slipped in lube for sure. So yeah, it can happen. Okay. What would you say? I mean, like, what was it like working with Lily Phillips? Because obviously we've said, she's great, she's fun, but like, you guys seem to have a similar work ethic where you guys are just like tornadoes, right? You're hurricanes, you're a force of nature. You kind of get in there, you do it, you go for it. So what was it like with someone who seems to have like kind of, you guys have matching energy?
When I had first met her, I was like, wow, I can't believe I'm actually seeing her. I was so excited because it's really hard to find creators who kind of match your energy when it comes to the business side of everything as well. And not only that, but like organizing everything. So it was really nice working with her. I got to see a little bit of how she does her vlogging. So I kind of learned a little bit from her, and I kind of incorporated that into my content. And it has really made a difference in my social media.
Yeah. Yeah. She's really good at that stuff. Like,
Yeah. So I now that I've kind of critiqued how I like doing things, I have people reaching out to me asking for advice. I don't try to like gatekeep everything, but I only try to give out like as much as I can. Otherwise, I kind of like stress myself out that I'm not giving out instructions and stuff. But I don't like telling too much because I don't know if they're actually going to take the advice or if they even care. So I kind of just tell them, like, if they ask me, I kind of just tell them like, oh, I just do vlogs and stuff, and I use my camera, and like I just make sure I post this time and stuff, but I don't really like go into detail about it because it's just too much information. But I'm so glad that I've come to a point in my work where I can absorb knowledge very easily when it comes to what can I do to improve myself, because I have the social, like the communication part down pat. Like I have that pretty good.
yeah.
It's just, I want to learn more, like what kind of different lighting should I be using, or should I be vlogging a different way? What's the style of vlogging? I love using ChatGPT for all of like my business questions because yeah, so
Yeah, it's pretty legit actually. Yeah.
yeah, so yeah, it was great working with her. We vibed together. We kissed many times with cum, and I love that we were both open with that because it made the video even better. So I don't know. I know some girls are really grossed out by cum. Like they'll start gagging the minute that I've honestly, like so many girls there was one girl, she's like, I don't do that. And I was like, oh, okay, sorry. And I was like, oh, I didn't realize like not many people. So it was nice having someone that knew like we need to make this video as dirty and nasty as possible. So
yeah.
that made the video really gross.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, that's what it's all about. Just like you said. Right. And that's funny. Like so you had cum on your face or something. You're going to kiss some other girl and she's like, no, I don't, none for me.
Yeah. One time. Yeah. It was like during this one. And I was like, I asked if she would do that. And she's like, she was ready to puke. I was like, oh, well, if I'm going in, I'm going all in because I want their video. Because I feel like most guys like seeing that.
Yeah, I mean, the dirtier and the nastier, the better is exactly. You're exactly right. That's. I mean, that's like that's where the money is. AKA the fucking money shot is the money shot for a reason, right? You know.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, so again, I'm like, man, there's so much. This is like really great because I can move around and whatever. So you said you did the biggest gangbang you did was 50 guys, just you. Right.
With Lily was the 50 guy, the anal.
So the all anal. Okay. So I did. And again, the internet is weird because there's so much stuff that's like, that's not true. And then other times it's like, oh, maybe that is true. But now it's kind of like no one gives a shit. They're kind of like writing whatever. I heard that you had to have surgery after the anal gangbang. Is this true or no?
I did to an extent.
Okay. Can you explain?
I already had it planned, so I figured, well, if I'm going to be doing all this stuff, I might as well make it huge. So it wasn't anything crazy. It was just a hemorrhoid, and it was from when I had given birth many years ago. And then I don't know if anal had to do anything with anal because my ex-husband and I used to do anal all the time since we were like in high school, and we were together for 17 years. So until like 4 years ago. So then I left him, and then I started using all the dirty stuff that he taught me into my porn. And the anal stuff is like a big part of like, I thought everybody did anal until like I was told no. And when I was like, oh, well, I was told that everybody does anal. My ex-husband told me everybody does it. So anyways, I had that. That's why I just did what he told me to do. So anyways, it was just a minor complication that I already had. It wasn't anything crazy, but I figured if I'm going to have this minor surgery, I might as well make money back in the publicity of it, because I really did have like it wasn't anything like when I told somebody, they're like, it doesn't even, you can't even, I'm like, I don't want it. I want to spread my butthole open without worrying about anything. Like that's what my goal was. Now I can do that without worrying about anything.
Yeah, for sure. So basically you are the one who spread the publicity, like, hey, I'm having surgery after the 50 guys. So see, you're brilliant. That's fucking brilliant. Yeah.
Yeah. And I figured, was it monetizing, right? Monetizing off of it, or capitalizing off of it, because I mean, the surgery did cost money. People made it sound like I needed to have like a $50,000, $100,000 surgery. And I was like, it was my surgeon that did it. But
yeah, well, I mean, the headlines were like, you know, Tiffany, Wisconsin has reconstructive asshole surgery to put her asshole back together after 50 dudes, you know, ruined it or whatever. And I was like, oh shit, I'm going to ask her about this, because this is, you know, but I think you're right. You have to capitalize on that and kind of like blow it up, you know?
Because I mean, I was going to have it, and I'm like, well, I might as well capitalize off of it because I'm already paying for the surgery. And if I'm putting myself out there like that, being like, I'm getting fucked by 50 dudes in my ass and like pretty much humiliating myself, because it pretty much is. And I have to let go of my ego and just let people think what they want of me, because I mean, at the end of the day, I'm the one who put that out there. So, but I also had a labiaplasty. I technically didn't need it, but I was like, well, if you're going to do that, chop that little piece of skin off at the end.
Yeah, I mean, to each their own, right? You know, if you want to do that, fucking do it up. Good for you, you know?
But I mean, I technically didn't need it, but I was like,
yeah.
But I had a complication happen. One of the stitches actually did pop on my labia. So I had to go back a few weeks ago to have, but I went last week to have those stitches removed. And then I had after photos done the other day, and she's like, you're good to go. You're clear. Everything looks perfect. She's like handing me a mirror and saying, see how this looks.
That's crazy. You know, that's awesome. Yeah. Well, I mean, a lot of women, you know, want to do it, have a labiaplasty. Some of them are like, people get hung up on all sorts of shit. You know what I'm saying? And I think if somebody wants to do that for themselves, whether you need it or not, whatever, that's up to you to decide. I hate when people are like telling people what not to do and what to do and shit. I like that you just kind of go for all of these things. And speaking of which, so the degradation, like you're being degraded, or you said you're being like sort of like not embarrassed or whatever, but like humiliated, right? So that kind of sex, that kind of stuff, is that sort of your calling card, right? Is that sort of like that's the style you're into? Like you like to be kind of like dommed out and like, you know, filled and become and like all this stuff. Like, does that turn you on, being degraded, being humiliated? Is that your speed?
Yes. When I mean like humiliation, I mean like if I'm going to put myself out there on social media doing stupid, saying dumb stuff, I might as well capitalize off of it. So, like the surgery thing, I'm pretty sure not a normal person would ever post like the way I did, but I found a way to market it so that, you know, I make money back on it. But I like the gangbangs. If I had a perfect number, I think I would like 10 to 15.
Okay.
That's my perfect number.
Yeah. And is that because it's like a wall of dudes, you know, when you have to like look all around to make sure you see all of them, and like something about being overwhelmed, but not like an army of guys, but like a small platoon of men, right? Like that's your perfect number. That's just enough.
Yeah, that's just enough. It's like, if it's only 5, like half the time can they keep hard? And it's like, I feel like it's just not enough guys. But if it's like 10, 15, you have a 50-50 chance of some of them not being too scared and nervous. And then, but most of the time I have good experiences. I have a few guys that can't get hard because they get too nervous.
Yeah.
And then they eventually do. But I fucked a fan once from, it was a while ago, and he could not keep hard. And he came with a freaking Iron Man mask.
Really?
I said, please don't put that on. We're not, I cannot, like, he's like, I thought it'd be funny. And I was like thinking, I'm like, this isn't a fucking joke. This is my fucking career. Put a freaking regular mask on. I don't want to be looking at a freaking Iron Man.
Yeah. Not to mention like copyright issues probably too. What the fuck?
Probably. That was the weirdest, interesting interaction I had.
So how did that come about? You put some feelers out on Twitter or what?
I did a meet and greet.
Okay.
And I told the guys, all you have to do is test. And he was the only guy that tested. And then all the guys were regretting it because they didn't know if I was being serious. And I'm like, if I say I need you to test, I'm being freaking serious because I need these guys. But the point is that he got to get laid. And it was the experience to have me all to himself.
Yeah.
And we had the camera guy and stuff. So I think he was just nervous about that. But, yeah, so, but then I also met a guy at the meet and greet, one of my fans, that now he's my friend, and we go out on dates and stuff.
That's cool. That's really cool. So the first guy, was he able to stay hard enough to finish the scene, or he couldn't finish it?
I don't know. Fuck. I don't remember. It was so long. I was already annoyed.
Yeah, and it would be kind of did he not take a fucking Viagra or what? Or a blue
I don't know.
I
was kind of annoyed because I had paid for talent testing. And I'm like, if I'm paying for this, I need to get my money's worth. And the fact that he couldn't keep hard was really annoying. So if it was a bunch of guys, then it wouldn't be a big deal.
Yeah.
I had one guy that like came within like 10, like I swear it was like 5 pumps.
Oh, wow. Well,
I wasn't mad about that but I was like, dude, if you were in a video with me, you're not being in a video with just me, because that would be a scene that would be not.
Yeah, that would be, you definitely have to have a reshoot with somebody else or something. That'd be insane. But when you're doing hundreds or dozens of dudes in your ass or something, it'd be good if they're 5 pumps and they're done.
Oh, yeah, for sure. Definitely.
Yeah. Okay. So your perfect gangbang, 10 to 15 guys. Would they be regular dudes, or would they be industry dudes, or would they be a mix?
I usually prefer regular dudes.
Okay.
Industry guys are more than welcome. Sure. I just I feel like if they're industry, they're gonna like want the content.
Okay.
And to keep the content like
exclusive,
because I've planned the whole thing. Like, planning these things is so hard because I don't have somebody doing it for me. I make the post on FetLife. I reply to all the DMs. I add them to this special group. And then I have to like keep up with that. So for me, that is like a lot of stress because I have no assistant doing that for me. Yeah. I remember one time, like, these fans were like trying to message me on the app that I had them on, trying to meet and like do stuff. So I was getting so annoyed. I'm like, dude, I don't think you guys realize, like, I cannot have you guys messaging me on here asking to meet me in person. I'm not related to this because I have other things I got to do. Keep the group about this. So anyways, I got so irritated. I wrote on the thing, this account is ran by Tiffany's assistant. Like,
that pretty much takes care of it. Yeah.
But anyways, the new thing that I wrote on the new event on this thing that I have, I go, please do not use this as a form of meeting. Please keep it about the event. Because yeah,
you don't want all that heat. Yeah, for sure. So if a fan does want to have sex with you, right? They do want to do a bunch of raunchy shit with you. Well, I mean, what do they have a chance, and how do they go about it?
I don't really do. I've only done one BG scene this year.
Yeah.
And that was with Cole, the cowboy daddy. And we did that during Exotica, I think. Yeah, Exotica. It was during my birthday weekend. And other than that, I've been doing just gangbangs. I did have a guy who paid me $1,000 to fuck me after a gangbang for like 5 minutes.
Okay. So wait, he knew he was only going to go for 5 minutes, or he only lasted 5 minutes?
He only lasted like 5 minutes.
Okay. Well, $1,000 in 5 minutes is not a big deal. Yeah.
I was so done. And then he was like, what do I got to do? He wanted me so bad to himself.
Yeah.
So I told him.
Was he part of the gangbang?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
But he really wanted me to himself.
Hey man, $1,000. You can fucking have at it. What's the biggest gangbang that you've done solo so far?
I think it was like 40 guys.
Okay. 40 guys. Are you nervous leading up to that? When did you shoot that?
2 years ago.
Okay. Jesus.
Yeah.
So,
now
right.
I keep the gangbangs normal size, like 15, 20. 20 is kind of like, I prefer like 15, 10, 15.
Yeah. So 40 guys though. So in leading up to that, are you like, Jesus, what am I going to do? Like, this is a lot. Or did you walk in and go, oh shit? Or like, walk me through that.
I really didn't really have any thoughts of it. I was just like, all right, I'm looking forward to this. I don't know what I'm going to expect. I think once I saw them all, I was like, oh God, it looks more in person than it does in my mind. So, having all those guys around and then they come at you, like I was like sitting there and then I was like, all right, we're ready. And they all come at you. And I was like, I'm so nervous. And like on the internet, like I'm all like, yeah, I got this. And then at first I'm like, I'm so nervous, guys. I don't know what to do. And then I just turned into a whore.
Yeah, you can turn.
It's really nerve-wracking for me at first. It's very authentic. Like my reaction every single time, I swear, when I do a gangbang, I'm always like, I'm so nervous, guys. I don't know what to do. I don't know what to do. Like, this is so crazy. Because they're not industry. They're just fans. And I think maybe I make them more nervous because I'm nervous. So I told myself that the next one that I do, I need to like go in very confident and just don't make them think you're nervous because it's just going to make them nervous.
Yeah. And I think that they're going to be nervous no matter what. I think a little bit because they're normal, like civilian dudes. So that's like a whole fucking mental thing. How long did that last? The 40 dude one last?
I don't remember.
Okay. Yeah. You're getting the time fucked out of you, literally.
I really don't remember. I remember I did them at first off camera because I wanted to know what it was like off camera. And then I was like, okay, roll the camera because now I want to know what it's now. I was like, that was fun. Yeah. I did it for like 5 minutes off camera.
Okay, just to kind of warm up and get a vibe for it. Yeah.
I wanted to know what it was like to do it without cameras.
Yeah. So were they DPing you there, or was it just like
just regular? My first DP was during the 10 guy gangbang, and it was this Asian guy. He was on the back of me, and then there was this one guy, BBC. I was on top. No, it was the other guy. And I was like freaking out because I couldn't believe it. I was like, there's actually a video. It's on kind of hating, saying that I was being over dramatic or that I was faking it. I was like, I wasn't faking it. It was like the weirdest feeling because they were huge. And I was like, at first it hurt because I was like trying so hard to like. But that was hard.
Yeah, and like, fuck those dudes that say it's fake because they've never had two dicks inside them.
I was like, why don't you try putting a dick in your ass
For
and one in
real.
your pee hole and tell me how it feels?
Yeah. But at a certain point, like for you, did it become like you were like overly filled and sort of like in shock in a good way then? It went from pain to pleasure or no?
Yeah. It was
Okay.
just, I was so worried because I was struggling to once they were in, I was like, they're in. I was in shock because I had never done DP before and I always wanted to do it. And I get a little bit in my feels where I'm like very expressive about how I'm feeling a lot of the times during gangbangs. So me doing DP, but I have one of my friends, she did her very first DP and she literally was like, so like it was like so easy for her. And I was like, how the hell did you do that? Like, you've never done DP and you literally took it like a pro. Meanwhile, I'm fucking screaming because like, how did you do that?
Yeah, I think people are there's no, everyone's got their own algorithm, you know what I mean?
I think because she prepped. I was like, well, that's my problem. I think because I just go in with no prep. Like, obviously I prep, but I don't put anything in my butt prior.
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
just, because I'm like, I don't want to have Lily fire, and I didn't. And I was like, that's why it was so much easier for her.
Well, I think there's something to be said that you're just like tackling it raw like that. You're just like fucking going for
That's
it.
what I was like, I don't want to put a butt plug in me or anything. I'm just going to go in raw. I just like.
Yeah. Well, I mean, you know, good for you. I mean, that makes your style of doing stuff like a little different than everybody else's. Did you at any point during a DP in your life ever have you had an orgasm during DP?
No.
Okay. Yeah.
I honestly don't even have an orgasm during gangbangs because I don't want to orgasm for a guy and then feel like I left everyone out.
Okay. Do you feel yourself getting close at any point?
No.
Okay.
I'm just there to be used.
Okay.
And yeah.
So afterwards, are you just like, you're full of cum, it's everywhere, you're swimming in it basically, and you just like go to the shower and like pull a vibrator out and get off, or do you wait, or do you?
No.
Oh, okay. Okay.
I'm exhausted. I'm tired. I'm like, I have a great time, but I don't do anything afterwards. I mean, I have had guys want to film afterwards after I was done, and I was fine with that. But I don't like having orgasms during gangbangs because to me, an orgasm is very sacred and it should only be between me and one other person. That's just me because, and also, I don't really like doing too many BGs right now because I'm very selective with who I give my orgasms to now.
Okay. Yeah. So it doesn't necessarily have to be like you're just having them with one partner, just one at a time is what you're saying.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, okay. Okay. So when's the last time that you shot something and had an orgasm?
I don't remember. It's been a long time. Well, I did some stuff off camera and I had an orgasm, but I've been doing so many gangbangs that I don't have an orgasm.
Yeah.
And I think that's why a lot of the guys want me all to themselves afterwards. Like some of the guys, because they're like, I want her to orgasm for me. So, but I did have sex with a few guys since the 50 guy and in between off camera.
Yeah. Okay.
And I had an orgasm with them, but yeah.
Yeah. I mean, again, I feel like you're finding ways to make, I don't want to say mundane things, but like normal things, whether it's orgasm or a fucking surgery, you sort of find ways to make them more special in your own way, which is sort of like tracks with your personality. You just had a big Us Weekly article come out where you're talking all kinds of, I read most of it and I was like, this is bonkers that Us Weekly is like doing this, which is fun. I think that's progress. I think that like, pretty awesome. You talk about a ton of stuff in here. I think you brought I think the 5,000 dude things in there. Also, I think the fucking piss thing, which I'm going to jump back to and ask you something about in a moment, but is in there. But also, you're talking about you're having sex with a pastor and his wife, or a pastor or something. We want
Just a pastor.
Oh, okay.
His wife won't know, I don't think.
So tell me all about this, and then you could talk about the church thing too if you want.
So I have a couple of pastors, but oh my God, this one guy told me he was a pastor, but I think he freaking lied so that he could. And I am like not okay with that, because I'm like, that is an easy way to never ever film with me, because if you have to lie about that when there are so many other events you can go to, it just really, because if you think I'm not going to know, because we're going to go to your freaking church. And if we don't go to your church, I'll look at your credentials and I'll need to see, because it needs to be legit. And if you're lying about that, then it makes me feel like, what else would you do to me?
Oh, fucking a lot. They would lie,
like try to dox me or whatever. So anyways, I had a guy, I did a reverse photo search and it did not come up. Like, I don't know. It was just really ridiculous. So I was like, I'm not replying back to you. But no, I got a guy, I got connections to a pastor who will let me use his church. Because I was on the phone earlier with one of my friends and I told him about it. And he's like, you're so crazy. He's like, I heard you on the radio, being talked about on the radio. And then I told him about how the pastor stuff. He's like, I got a friend, and he told me the state, and he's like, he's got a church, and I'm like, can you let him know that there's this girl that wants to? And he's like, I'll let him know. So he's gonna talk to him and see. So I'd have to fly out to the middle of freaking nowhere to film with this guy. Okay,
so you're gonna bang this pastor dude in his church?
Yeah.
Okay, that's exciting. And as someone who doesn't really think religion has a place, like where I think it makes us all, I think that's like really funny, and I think that like, please do more of that. Number one. Number two, please tell me that you're gonna have some security around this church stuff, because one, there's horror movie vibes going on in my head that they might like try to trick you and whatever, like Children of the Corn kind of shit. And number two, religious people are weird. So please tell me you're going to take some security on this one.
No.
Oh my God, no.
They won't know which church it is. I mean, if you think about it, like, where are they going to go? They're going to be, I got a whole plan. So I have like a whole plan to be like, oh, they think that it's there and it's not. And, I don't know if it will really get any traction, honestly.
Sure.
I was told it could, and I'm like, well, we'll see. Because one of the girls, pretty sure if Pearl heard about it, she'd freak her shit out. And Candace Owens, which one of my best friends is super religious. And I don't know if we will be friends after this, because she's like a huge fan of Candace Owens. And I mean, we've been best friends for a really long time. I just hope that this doesn't sever our friendship. So anyways.
Well, I mean, people can just get over it. Should we tag Candace Owens in some of this?
Oh my God. Oh my God. I used to be a huge fan of her when I was very religious before I started doing all this stuff. I used to watch her stuff. And then the other guy, Kennedy.
Oh, RFK?
Yeah, Robert.
Yeah.
I used to be part of a community, and before I did OnlyFans and stuff, because I was just a miserable, lonely mom and feeling
yeah.
But after that, I think the part of me going to do this is my way of saying, fuck all of you for thinking this is how life is, when honestly, church is just not even, you guys celebrate pagan holidays. What the fuck? So anyways, it's my way of saying fuck you all, because you kind of are the reason why my marriage ended.
Yeah, well, I think you bring up a great point. I mean,
it's a big reason why my marriage ended.
Yeah.
Because of that whole fucking group.
So,
the QAnon and all that fucking shit.
Yeah, it gets pretty crazy, right? So what you guys had disagreements because of that, or?
Yes. I was very lonely and I didn't have really many friends. And I felt like I connected with this community in a way where I was like, I started like hearing, like seeing things that they were talking about. And I was like so deep into it. And it made me feel like I had something to look forward every day. Like, oh, what's the new thing that's going around that people are finding out about and talking about certain things. And that's a big reason why our marriage ended, because it wasn't just that, but I felt like I wasn't getting the support and things escalated. But that wasn't the main reason, but it's one of the reasons. Like,
Yeah.
that whole fucking thing. So me doing this church is a big fuck you to like,
Yeah, no, I mean, what better way to fucking, be rock and roll about it. I love that. And I think you're right. I think, look, you can vote however you voted. I'm not going to get into all that. But what I will say is people like Candace Owens and people like RFK and the QAnon shit, they feed off people that are lonely, that don't have anyone to talk to, that on the regular, that need excitement. And they feed them all this bullshit, like fake conspiracy shit. And then everyone's angry and whatever. So I think, I mean, I hope you have sex in all the churches.
I will. And if Candace Owens see this, I'm going to say, I used to be a huge fan of yours until like you fucking made me brainwash me into thinking certain ways. And I'm going to say a big fuck you to Pearl, Candace Owens, and all you fucking losers who think that I'm doing better now. I mean, they probably wouldn't think I'm doing better. They think I'd be doing better as a stay-at-home mom again, and being crazy, thinking like chemtrails and shit in the sky is coming to destroy our lives. And I mean,
yeah. Well, first of all, what the hell do they know? And second of all, could you imagine what's in their private browsing history?
Yeah. And it's crazy because I'm like, you can only do so much. And you can't save everybody. So I know that they're capitalizing off of lonely people and turning people into like assholes.
Yeah, for sure. And they're turning a lot of people against
like,
each
I'm
other.
better than you and this and that. And it's all just a game because they're fake.
Well, one thing that can bring everyone together is Tiffany, Wisconsin, right?
Yes.
And so I think, we're getting close to the end of the episode. A couple more questions because I just feel like I have to. And I think you're about to have the wildest summer of your life. I mean, and you talked about this piss thing. So basically you're collecting everyone's piss. You're going to come to Chicago. You're going to get piss in jugs and whatever. But then do you think that you're going to truly dump it in I feel like you're going to have more piss than a bathtub. I think you're going to put it in like a pool and swim around in it for how long?
I'm going to get one of those blow up ones, those rectangular ones, or maybe I'll get a kiddie pool. I think the fact of me collecting will make a bigger deal than the actual like ounces and stuff. But I can only imagine carrying like those 5-gallon Caligan water jugs in the back of my car. And like I open the back and one just flips out and like goes all over the place. And I can't, it's all like stinking like piss. Like
Final Destination or something, like he fucking rolls down the fucking road or something. When do you plan on completing the piss thing?
Very soon.
Oh, okay. All right. Well, you mean
hopefully in the next couple of weeks. Okay. I know at the gangbangs I'm going to be collecting guys' piss. Like one of those turkey basters. So can't waste the pee. I also want to collect all their cum after they're done too. And even that would be really nasty. I don't know.
See, when I first read the headline, like 150 gallon or whatever they're saying, I thought it was cum. I didn't think it was piss.
Yeah, it was piss.
Well, if you're going to come down here to Chicago, maybe I'll go with you and I'll interview these guys and while you do it or something like that. So we're going to do a quick little origin story. You kind of already did, which is nice, but, and correct me where I'm wrong, 2020, you started with OnlyFans.
I started in 2021 of March. I had prepped from February. I created my Twitter in February and I was prepping and I told my ex at the time that I am leaving you. I'm doing OnlyFans. I never posted anything nude for the very first year, it was all like bikini photos and lewds and stuff, because I had never done anything like that. I did live streams where I'd show my boobs, and then I was able to leave after 2 months of it. And he thought I wasn't being serious. And for that first year, I was going to go back to him because he was like, when are you going to stop all this? And then I started doing the bed knob, and he's like, Jesus Christ, can you just do something? Can you just do it normal? And then it just got worse and worse and worse and worse. And I'm like, why couldn't you have been fine with me just being a stay-at-home mom doing brand deals? Like, and he didn't even want me to do that. So anyways, yeah.
Wait, bed knob. Can you explain for the people who don't know?
I had a wooden bed knob from a head, or from not the headboard, but the other end. And I thought it'd be a funny idea to, and then I had this whole thing that I was Amish as a joke. And people were like, that makes so much sense. And I was like, yes, it does. And I went in on it. And like a lot of people thought I was being serious. And I'm like, how the fuck are you guys not seeing this as satire?
Sure, yeah.
Like, it's literally me wearing Target dresses. So anyways, I started doing OnlyFans in March 2021. And it like took off. I mean, to me, it kind of took off because my very first month I made $6,000, which is way more than what normal people would make on OnlyFans. But because the guys knew my situation, they saw how my ex was treating me on a live stream on TikTok. He like turned the power off and just like was being really mean, screaming at me. And I'm trying to like get a following so I can leave. So he was just very mean to me, and they got to see that firsthand. And I was like crying all the time. And then, but we're good now. We're on good kinds of good terms. He don't like what I'm doing, but
of course not.
Anyways, and what kind of made it go bad, like he didn't want anything to do with me, is when he found out that I made a video with a guy.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
That'll
fucking do it.
He purchased one of his videos so he could be like, I had to see it so I could disconnect from ever wanting to have you come back.
Wow. Was it just you and one dude, or was it you and multiple guys?
Just me and one guy.
Oh, okay. Okay. Yeah.
Yeah. Because, and then he didn't like that I filmed for Private Society, which was one of his favorite porn companies when we were in high school.
I feel like that was on purpose.
I didn't know. I didn't know that. I didn't know that was his favorite one. I asked him if I was like so excited because it was my first actual like real like.
Yeah.
And I said, do you know Private Society? He's like,
why?
Don't tell me. I was like, I filmed for them. Or no, I'm going to film for them. He's like, please don't say Daddy Master, whatever you do. And I was like, okay, I won't. Because that was our word.
Yeah.
I would call him Daddy Master. And I said Daddy Master during the scene.
Of course you did. Oh my God.
So 2020, that was in 2022. That was 2023. Because I didn't start doing like real porn until like 2023.
Yeah.
OnlyFans stuff was like solo for the first year. And then I did a couple girl stuff. But it was like 2023 is when I started making it big.
Yeah, so you're at that point you're in the OnlyFans realm and in the mainstream porn stuff. Yeah,
and I'm gonna start doing mainstream again at the end of the year. I think just a couple scenes here and there.
Yeah, I think that's fucking awesome. I think that it's great. You can go and do that, and then still maintain the OnlyFans, and then you can do like the crazy stunts and whatever. Final question, Tiffany. What is something you want to do that you haven't done yet?
Jump out of a plane nude. I have jumped out of a plane a couple times, so I have that experience. And I found a place that does tandem jumps that you can do nude, because most of the time they won't let you tandem jump nude. But I found a place that does in the States. So I want to do that.
Yeah, God, I feel like Lily Phillips has a thing about wanting to blow a guy while they're skydiving too. So there's like that whole fucking thing. Yeah,
I saw that and I was like, oh my God, that's so crazy, because I love skydiving. I love jumping out of the plane, except I can't do it by myself because I'm too scared. So I like prefer tandem jumps. Yeah. But when I saw her, I was like, that is hilarious, because I've been wanting to jump out nude. I don't think I could ever suck a dick in the air because
really
but
hard.
That you have to learn. You can't do tandem stuff like that because of like it's too dangerous. So someone needs to get their skydiving license, which is very easy to get, but you have to be brave enough.
Tiffany Wisconsin, thank you so much for being with me on Sex Party. Let's tell these horny, crazy, party-going people where they can not only find you like social media-wise, like Instagram and Twitter, but more importantly, where they can find you online and just like dump out barrels of cash all over you.
You can find me on WisconsinTiffXXX.com, or you can just Google Tiffany Wisconsin OnlyFans girl, or you can find my Twitter X that has around 450,000, something like that, followers.
Shit. Okay.
There's a lot of fakes of me out there, so just be careful.
Yeah, look for the check mark, right?
Yes.
Yeah. For sure. They'll find you. I'd love to have you back maybe at the end of the summer. We can recap all the things you did, whatever. Maybe that'll be in person. I don't know. We'll figure it out. But thank you so much for being with me on the show. And I can't wait to see you again soon. Good luck with everything.
Thank you.
Huge thank you to Tiffany Wisconsin for being with me on the show this week. Listen, take some money, go check her out, go see where she's at in her journey. Buy some content. You'll enjoy yourself. You'll be in shock. Either way, you'll love it. Make sure you go follow her on social media as well. If you're loving guests like Tiffany, if you want her to come back and at the end of the summer and talk about everything she went through and how it all turned out, but you're mainly just loving Sex Party and you want to show that in a way that feels wonderful and nice and warm and lovely. What can you do? Well, if you're listening to this on platforms like Apple and Spotify, you could leave a rating, you could leave a review, but the most important thing you can do to make sure that you never miss a new episode of the show is subscribe to the show itself, especially if you think you're subscribed on Apple Podcasts. They've been unsubscribing people from Apple Podcasts. So go to Apple Podcasts, go to Sex Party with Dustin Rybka. In the upper right-hand corner, if you see a pause button, tap it, scroll on down to resume subscription, resume download, boom, you're resubscribed. If you're watching on YouTube, I love you, I see you, I appreciate you. If you're watching on YouTube, are you looking forward to seeing what happens this summer with Tiffany? Just give me your thoughts on everything she's up to in the comments. If you're watching on YouTube and you want to show some emotion towards the show and you want to make sure you never miss a wild episode, what can you do? Well, you could like this video, you could dislike this video if you hate it. You could do that to all the videos. You could leave a comment, positive or negative. I will go back and forth with you. We will have a conversation. It'll be great. But whether you like the show or you hate it or you're just confused and you're not sure, what you want to do is you want to make sure that you subscribe to the channel so you never miss a new episode every single Wednesday. As always, I'm available in the DMs on Instagram, and I will see you all right back here next week.
Thanks for listening. The party continues next week. Click subscribe and let's make this a regular thing. Follow the show on Instagram and Twitter at SexPartyFM. Follow Dustin at Dustin Rybka.